Do you find yourself short on time for coloring? Are you a beginner at coloring? Do you just not like coloring? Or for whatever reason, you want a shortcut to coloring your Blackmagic footage? Thanks to the guys over at Gamut for sending me a few of their LUTs to try out. They make it really simple and quick to color correct and grade your footage. Let's go ahead and start a new project file and try out these Gamut LUTs. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some of my Blackmagic raw footage here. I'm just going to find a random selection of clips. This is strictly for demonstration purposes. I won't actually be coloring a project. I'm just going to show you how quick and how easy it is to actually color with these Gamut input correction LUTs and then their coloring LUTs. So let's go ahead and find some Blackmagic footage. I'm going to make a new sequence and a new adjustment layer. If you haven't seen my video on how I prefer to color, I'll put a link to that up here. Take a look at that. I will describe some of the things that I typically do when I'm coloring my footage. Now, I am definitely not a professional colorist in any stretch. I am not a colorist. I would love to get more into it, and that is why I'm actually switching to DaVinci Resolve very soon, but I'm not a professional yet. I'm not claiming to be a professional. This is just something I've found to be a very useful tool and something that speeds up the process significantly. And especially if you're a beginner just getting into editing or coloring, this could be a very useful and helpful economical tool for you to use. Let's open up our sequence. We're going to scrub through some clips really quickly and drop them in. I don't want to spend a lot of time. I am just going to show you how fast and how easy it really is to color correct and color grade your footage. There we go. I've assembled my clips into my sequence now. Let's throw the adjustment layer on, and then I'll show you our coloring layer for that specifically. I am going to make a few adjustments here as all my clips are in 6K, my sequence is in 4K, so I want to make sure that I'm seeing everything just for the sake. I really like wide angles anyway. I'm going to go ahead and paste all attributes onto all of those clips. Boom. Ready to go. They should all be scaled down to 4K. Perfect. So now you see that they are in film look or log look. I have not touched any of the Blackmagic raw settings yet, and I won't actually do that. Like I said, we're going to throw our adjustment layer on top and stretch it out to be the full length of the sequence of our clips anyway. And in our adjustment layer, we're now going to go up to the color tab where it's going to automatically apply Lumetri to this adjustment layer when we start making changes. You have to make sure that your adjustment layer is selected, or it'll select a clip for you and it'll color the individual clip only. So we're going to go to color. This is where you'll put your input LUT, where your correction LUT, which basically brings your log. This basically brings your log footage to Rec 709. And boom, you pretty much, yeah, it's corrected. Let's scroll through our clips now. You can see that it's corrected. It may not be exactly accurate on color balance, and there may be a lot of shadows you want to recover, etc., which of course you can do that in Lumetri, but you have a really good base correction. Now I do like a warmer tone, so I may adjust some of those settings here in Lumetri. That brings it up a little bit. But overall, a great starting point, and we did it in seconds. Now we're going to apply an actual coloring LUT, a color grade to our clips. And we're going to do that in the same Lumetri window. We're going to change from basic correction to creative correction, where we'll put a creative look LUT right here. And again, I'll have to browse for them. And I'm just kind of arbitrarily picking one. I don't know exactly what the differences are between them. I would assume, you know, maybe one stop brighter, one stop darker, brighter on the shadows, etc. But so we'll go ahead and toggle that off. You can see going from just the correction LUT now to the creative LUT. And you pretty much have a pretty nice look. It is pretty high on contrast in some of these shots. Of course, when I go to export in Premiere, it's going to pretty much just even out. It'll look good. So we're going to go ahead and export this. I'm going to export in both log and color graded so that we can do a side-by-side comparison. You'll see the difference. All within 3 minutes, we pretty much corrected and colored our Blackmagic raw footage. I will say this is ideal when you're shooting in something like ProRes on your Blackmagic as opposed to RAW, because RAW, the whole point is you want to use your RAW settings. If you are going to shoot in ProRes or something similar, this is perfect. This is absolutely a perfect tool for ProRes, although you can still use it on B-RAW. Let's take a quick look at our log footage, and then we're going to switch over to our corrected and colored footage straight out of Gamut's LUTS. So there will be some minor tweaking that you'll want to do, of course, but right out of the box, these are ready to go and pretty accurate. I think they do a great job of bringing your raw footage, your log footage, into Rec 709 and then being able to color it quickly. I think that's a very valuable tool. It's a very time-saving tool, and I think their LUTs look pretty good. If they're your style, if they're what you like, this could be a great investment for you, something that will save you a lot of time, a lot of energy, and even make your clients happy, I think, or your YouTube stuff. I think it'll look great. And because time is money, if you're able to save time with these, they seem like a great investment to me. Thank you to Gamut for letting me try these out. I'll put a link below to their website so you can check those out. Thank you for watching this very, very brief tutorial on color correcting your Blackmagic footage with Gamut LUTs. I'll see you next time.